So, Dr. Pateriya, thank you so much for joining this interview. Welcome. And first of all, I would like you to please introduce yourself and provide a brief overview of your role as the director of the Punjab Remote Sensing Centre.
Thank you, Sakshi, and giving me this opportunity to be with you today for this discussion. I'm in this domain of geospatial for over 3 decades now, and having experience in all the aspects of the geospatial arena, whether it is academic or research, industrial, corporate working, and then for last 1.5 decade working with the government at administrative and techno managerial prospects. As a director PRSC, my main responsibility is that to support the state government line departments, also interact with the various academic and research institutions for coming out to various innovation in the field of geospatial, also helping the various institutions to take up the operational as well as innovative projects. On the government side, all the departments, line departments, which are whether it is agriculture, health, education, property mapping, corporations, municipal bodies, local bodies. So many, there are many organizations are there, education, because capacity development is major role nowadays, because getting a right skill person is always be challenging for the new technological interventions. So this is all what I'm trying to provide all possible support to the various departments and agencies and institution of the government of Punjab. And also being a partner institute of the ISRO, we are interacting with the various ISRO centers for working on the national mission projects across the country. And on the innovative and research R&D side, we are working with the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, taking various research projects. So in all, it is a complete package of the geospatial, which a institute can contribute for the betterment of the country as a whole, and specific to the states, because Punjab is one of the important key state of the country in terms of agriculture, productivity, industrial development, and the youth which we have is in terms of the uh, kind of new generations and having the outlook towards the international market. So it has a lot of challenging and as well as the aspiring opportunity for me to work for the Punjab.
Thank you so much, sir. You're a very well known and respected figure in this field by your association with the Punjab Remote Sensing Centre. I would like to know from you what you see as the most exciting and promising developments for remote sensing technology and its applications in the future.
Yeah, it's a very good question actually you are asking, because I'm seeing the evolution of geospatial for last 30 years, that when we are having very limited resources in terms of hardware, software, satellite data availability, but now various open source series of data products are coming up worldwide, not only just in India, worldwide, and bigger platforms after having the open series maps which are generated from the various resolution of the satellites, particularly the high resolutions, where nowadays when we plan our day-to-day activities, moving from one station to another stations, even today in your vicinity, whatever the information you require, you can get on your map on your mobile. This is the tremendous achievement in last few decades. We have seen that every common man is now attached and using the you say geospatial, where if I'm saying geospatial, it means the all sort of technologies involved in developing the whole package, whether it is a satellite remote sensing, whether it's a drone-based imaging systems, whether it is a survey, high technical survey things, or even the ground mapping using the various moving cameras. Now the GPS enabled mobile smartphones. This all comes together, and crowdsourcing is playing a big role, so that where a youth has come forward on contributing the geospatial applications. So this is the major achievement which I see nowadays. And in addition to this, the earlier we used to go and convince the functionaries, particularly in the government, from the various level of bureaucracy, policy makers, decision makers at the government, meeting with the various ministries, departments. And it was very, very difficult for us in early days to convince how this uh, geospatial enabled database will be useful for them. But good thing is that now the users are quite informed. People, the young officers which are coming in the system are well educated and well aware about the technological development, which is the very, very encouraging, and it gives us a sort of a responsibility and challenge for all the people like us who are working in the various institutions, whether it is in academic or industry or in the government supported organizations, to meet the demand of the users. And the latest thing which are coming, as you know, that India is positioned itself in the top few nations of, not we can say in 3-4 nations in the world, in terms of launching the satellites, in terms of getting the high resolution data, satellite data. We have 30 centimeter resolution nowadays available. So this is a quite promising as well as challenging, because the demand is increasing every day. And in addition to that, the kind of challenges which are now we are facing in terms of the natural calamities, climate change scenarios. So the role of geospatial has become more promising as well as more challenging to meet the requirement of the common man as well as to the functionaries.
Right. Thank you, sir. My next question is if you could please provide some insights into the major projects and initiatives that the PRSC is currently involved in and how these projects are contributing to development in Punjab and beyond.
Okay, as you know that though PRSC being a nodal agency of the state government and the partner institute of the Department of Space, ISRO, so our role is twofold. One is with providing the supports on the national mission objectives. Like you must have heard about the SISDP project, means Special Information System for Decentralized Planning, which is the countrywide program, where PRSC for the perspective of the Punjab is working on it for last few years. Now this is the second phase of project which is going on. This project is very, very useful for the stakeholders across the country, and so as for the state of Punjab, particularly in the decentralized planning process, whether it's starting from the panchayat level to the district level, government level, different functionaries in the government. This data is very, very going to be helpful, and more importantly, the various hundreds of layers which has been generated and now we are putting over the Bhuvan portal. So the data which we have collected in the field, we mapped from the satellite images coming together, which is going to be very, very accurate, more robust, more authentic, and more real, almost near real time scenarios. So this kind of data, which is because earlier we were having only 1:50,000 topo sheets available from Surf India. Now with these two SISDP projects, we have got the 1:10,000 scale mapping, which is very, very important for the country like us, which are aspiring of to be a developed nation in few years time now. So such kind of information is very useful for the common man and the various level of government functionaries to the various users. In addition to that, we are also working, as you are aware that India has launched Chandrayaan. So we are working on the research project with the Department of Space to work as a team, because there are only selected institutions in the country who have identified to work on this particular project. So PRS is also one among them, to contribute to significantly in the studies of the research field of the data which we are receiving on the Chandrayaan, and then supporting the this particular important cause for the country. In addition, we are also working the other research projects with the other centers on the agriculture sites. As probably must have heard about that, ISRO and NASA have a joint collaborative project called NISAR. So for this NISAR project also, PRSC has been identified one of the key partner to work and provide this the knowledge sharing, particularly in the application of the agriculture field. Apart from these various national mission projects, we at the state level, because our new government, which has been came last year, has now have focus mainly in the field of education, health. Uh, of course, agriculture is very key, because farmers are the our forefront of attention for the government. And then the providing the citizen-centric services, because we have launched a tagline that Sarkar at Twade Dwar initiative, where government is intent to reach to each and every citizen by providing various services. So PRSC is also working with supporting all the departments of the government, and to helping them to provide the mapping support and the GIS support for achieving their this kind of a noble cause of the government. Agriculture, as you know, that's for Punjab is a not only just bread and butter, but also our whole. It is a big basket for our economical development. So providing the support on the agriculture front, which if I say agriculture, it does not just mean only the cropping mapping. It is having the water source, the land resource, forest environment, because now the agroforestry is playing very important role. So we are working with the government, having various discussions to encourage the agroforestry in the state, so that the farmers' income will be doubled, as our leadership is envisaged that we should support our farmers to increase their income as early as possible. So apart from this, we have also tied up with the signed the MOU with the various institutions like PIU we already have, also with the Guru Angad Dev University of Veterinary Sciences to support this pisciculture in the system in the Punjab, because some of the area where we have waterlogged areas. So I think we can able to support. And one is the developmental side, another is the environmental side, because as you know that crop residue burning is a key challenge for all of us, particularly in the northern states during the winter season, where everybody in Delhi region and surrounding areas got fog because of the upper topographical geography. If you see, because in the north we have Himalayas, and the western side we have Pakistan and Bangladesh. So winds which are flowing from that, and as the temperature goes down, the things which need to be evaporated could not be, and then adding the things from the burning uh, and the festival season during Diwali and Guru Parv. This is further adding things. So we are helping the government to map the areas, particularly to educate the farmers, to so that we are working with various NGOs as well as the academic institution like Punjab Agriculture University in tandem with them. So to support the farmers, to help that they should not to burn, and also to have the access to solutions, because we have used ton of paddy straw which burn and can be utilized potentially, as government is already proposing and promoting to waste to wealth. So this is we consider as a wealth, and the farmer can earn more after selling this thing for like various biogas thermal plants and other things, even apart from the which can be a little bit of use of the fodder, but particularly of this paddy, which is not good for the cattle feed. So alternatives arrangements are need to be worked out. For that, we need to have a precise mapping at the farm level where we should know that it at farmer level how much paddy straw can be generated and can be used for the biofuel. So mapping and then setting the because right place and right location of setting the such biogas plant is very important. So we have also supporting the Punjab Energy Development Authority. We have developed the dashboard for them to find out where are the biogas plants are there and can be further added to this. So there are so many other, we have already completed mapping of our health institutions, and further we are adding more health facilities in the Punjab where we can assure that well-being of common citizens. So these are the few key projects which I am just highlighting to you for the benefit of the general publics, that government is working and making use of the best technological solutions available, and the PRSC is behind with the government support or whatever the initiative they are taking, and where geospatial can play a role, we are always be there.
Great. Thank you, sir. This was very insightful. Moving on to the next question. With the growing concerns about climate change, how is PRSC contributing to monitoring environmental changes and supporting climate resilience efforts through remote sensing?
Actually, it is a big debatable subject, and there are so many stakeholders into this. It's not just a government, it's not just a common man or citizens. It's not just you know the how we are getting affected it, but the in totality, the how the nature is behaving, because nature is not in the control of human being. Only we can do the R&D, we can understand things, we can see the pattern over the years how it's changing, like every decadal changes, then half the century or the centurion changes which is happening over the years. Thing is that now we, since as I just said earlier that we have launched various satellites, so we also have weather monitoring satellites also in SAT series, where IMD now is utilizing it very thing, and various private players has come, and government is also promoting the industry in a bigger way, because nowadays the mandate given to government agencies that to focus on the innovation, more R&D, and let's on the operation sides where the mass level of executions of projects are required, involve the industry and the various like-minded organizations in other platforms, so that the contribution for facing the challenges which are beyond the human control can be addressed better way. Uh, as far as Punjab is concerned, as agriculture is the main forte for us, and so Punjab is most effective region in terms of the climatic variations. If I just share with you last two seasons, the previous years during the Rabi season, we had high temperature and our productivity has suffered a lot. Farmers have suffered a lot. This year also we have the in-seasonal rains which are normally not seen during the month of March, April. So out of that, so thank God that this has not continued for longer period. So the farmers could able to retrieve some of the crops which has then. But of course, this is a damage, and it is a challenge for all the scientific community, whether they are working in the industry, working in the government research institutions and the academic institutions, to work in consultation with the farmers to model the various changes happening over a period of years, and how soon we can come out with the new varieties which are climate resilient. So for that purpose, as you may be aware that government initiated digital agriculture, and for last couple of years, government of India as well as government of Punjab both are working on the digital initiative things. So where we can utilize the high promising technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning modeling, and various other models are coming up, because models are developed, but for that we need to have more accurate data. For getting the more accurate data, I feel that satellite driven informations at the larger scale regional level and the local level, where we can get high resolution through drone and other field based equipments, where IoT is also going to play a big role. So new technologies which are quite promising nowadays, and institutions are already working on it. So are we, PRSC also, our scientists, we are ensuring that they should upgrade by attending various training modules organized by various international and national experts to upgrade and update themselves what's happening on the technological front, and to support the expertise, because as a we are technological expert, but we are not the agriculture agrarian experts, where we need to seek help from the people who are working on the genetics, people who are working on the various crop development process. So in together, because as I said in the beginning, that it's not a one man or one person or one agency thinks, it is a multimodal, because challenges for all, it's not for one or two, it's for all of us going to affect. And in addition to that, we have also facing other than the climatic and geopolitical scenarios, which are also changing and affecting. This year, the flood situation, particularly in this region where Punjab, Haryana, and Himachal are suffered a lot of things, damage has happened in terms of agriculture infrastructures, and a lot of investments are required further to rebuild it. And for doing that, to be more precise and accurate, where high resolution based mapping of the pre and post events can support in a bigger way, because what has happened, but how we can do it, and also to identify that this, if the size of impact, because the duration is one thing, and the short duration with high impact is having another impact. So these are the various challenges which are happening, and we need to study it more accurately, and to build a robust systems. This is a big challenge for all of us, we in a scientific community, and also for the government to devise the policies accordingly, and so that the future infrastructure which we are going to build, that infrastructure should be ready to face such challenges. And both in terms of whether we are making a roads, we are making the bridges, or we are making the railways, whatever. So our structure should remain and able to face such kind of um, uh, challenges of climatic variations. And of course, on the food security side and geopolitical scenario, to address geopolitical scenarios, it is very important for us to ensure that the technological interventions at the various levels, whether it's a local, regional, national, or even at the global level, because science and technology does not believe in the borders. We have to go across the borders. If we want to learn something from across the nation's boundaries, we should across, because learning and knowledge sharing is always be good for the humanity. So on this particular front, I will say we need to keep in our mind the humanity perspective, that how we are going to serve our society in a bigger. And as you know, we are always feel proud to say Vasudham Kutumbakam, which is the motto of our country for ancient days. And whether it is a whatever field, whatever profession we choose, we should work on this. So this is what my take on this particular aspect.
Very beautifully said, sir. Thank you. My final question to you is, in celebration of National Remote Sensing Day in India, what message would you like to convey to the public about the importance and impact of remote sensing technologies in our daily lives?
Now with the smartphones in the hands and various other gadgets, all everything whatever we are using as a gadgets are becoming smart. Whether you can use a smart watch, you can use smartphones, smart screens, whether it is at your home, TV screens, or other places, everything is coming in smart. And how this smart is coming is because of smart technology. And I'm proud to say that remote sensing is one of the smart technology which are there. Earlier days, we people are little finding that how it can be useful, how it can be change the scenario. But now we can see while sitting across now today, this is also one of our technology. By using technical systems, we are interacting with each other because of helping because of this technological support. Now having a good technology is always good. So for the, especially to the youth, the most important thing is that knowledge industry is there, but knowledge is also required intelligence. And for the getting a good intelligence, first you have to be skilled. So most of the time people are getting the educational certificate from the various institutions. So my request to various academic institutions also that we have to devise a curriculum in such a manner that we can produce ready to use human resource by the industry, for the industry, and for various institutions, those who require. Because sometimes what happens, we follow the curriculum, we do the things, but practical aspects, the skill aspects are still lacking. And if we want to be a leader in for the technological domain, then it is very, very important. And should be addressed from the school level itself. Those students who are willing to work on the geospatial domain, they should be given enough opportunity, they should be given enough resources made available to them so that they feel interested. It should not happen that it is just to have a one optional, but in the optional you are just having one teacher or not having another more teacher or not having enough lab. So it is an this is a suggestion from the for the industry as well as government, because industry under the CSR component can support this cause, because future lies with the geospatial domain advancement, and because everybody want to see their location. You want to see how your property in the village, your property in the urban areas, whatever you are tomorrow, it won't be a surprising for us that you will see your property in moon, what is happening. So if you want to see what's infrastructure you are going to build in other planets in time to come or decades to come, then you should have those kind of resourceful human resource available with you. And for that, I also urge the youth that they should, whatever they are, whatever courses they are, profession they will choose, they should be more skillful, because this is always challenge to get the things. And my submission and recommendation to the government also to look, at least we should in every states we should have such institution where we should be ready. These are the kind of resources we are required, and those centers are well equipped to provide the uh, good education, good knowledge and skills to the future skill sources.
Thank you so much, sir. Before we conclude, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to you for sharing your insights on remote sensing technologies as well as your take on the need for the future, whether it is in terms of learning that is needed on both sides, whether it is in terms of capacity building, whether it is what the government, the academia, and all the other players need to work on. So, this was really very, very insightful. And as we celebrate National Remote Sensing Day on August 12th, I'm sure that this interview and your thoughts will be very well received by our audiences and will be very enriching for them as well. So thank you again for joining.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
It's a pleasure to meeting you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Bye.